according to the Communist Manifesto, which called, that's not his real name, that name was made up. I forget his real name, but he was a so-called Jew. And you see, he got his hand in his
right hand
in his coat pocket. That's an Illuminati symbol. You see? So they let you know it was set up by the elite bankers. Now this is quotes from Karl Marx.
And this is the quote on slavery. If you're interested in the website, it's www.wikiquote.org, right? And it says freedom and slavery constitute an antagonism. There is no need for me to speak either of the good or of the bad aspects of freedom.
Because that's how Esau is. That's how Esau is. That's like when he make his movies. He don't go, he give you his perspective. He give you his perspective on slavery. But if you take the perspective and make a movie from the perspective of a Negro, it'll be much more harsher. It'll be way, way much more harsher than what Esau is portraying out. Because some of them slave movies are really watered down, man. If you ask some of them people some of their ancestors and get the documents from their ancestors to really tell you what was going on and not sugarcoat it, man, you wouldn't even want to watch it, man, because it'd be so gruesome.
God.
It'll be so gruesome, but they sugarcoat it in order for you to watch it, man. Because this devil had done some hellacious shit, man, to us as a nation of people, man. Me, the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. He had did some hellacious shit to us as a people. All right.
It says, as for slavery, there is no need for me to speak of its bad aspects. The only thing requiring explanation is the good side of slavery. I do not mean indirect slavery.
Oh, the good side of slavery for the so-called white man, because slavery is part of having resources. And who are the resources? The people. You see, just like ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt was rich because Joseph made it rich. You see, when you go into the history, and ancient Egypt was rich because they had Israel in slavery. The Babylonian kingdom was rich because they had Israel in slavery, because Israel was paying tribute to them. The Persian Empire was rich because Israel was in slavery upon them. And the Greeks was rich because of Israel was in slavery upon them. The Romans was rich because of Israel was in slavery upon them. America / the Roman Empire / Egypt / Babylon / Sodom and Gomorrah is rich because the Negro, Latino, and Native American, which are the Israelites, is up in slavery up under them.
It says, I do not mean indirect slavery. The slavery of proletariat, pronounced proletariat, the lowest class.
Yep. Who is the lowest class? The Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. You see? The lowest class. Hold on, let me get that in. Hold what you got. And we're going to go back to Ezekiel 2. We're going to still read that.
Got our hand on it.
Yeah, you know. But we just jumping around through the spirit. The lower class is the nation of Israel. It's this is Deuteronomy 28 and 13, well, Salaki, I jumped to the curse. Deuteronomy shall get the head above the. Oh,
yeah, 47.
Yeah, it's this is Deuteronomy 28 and 43, and the strangers that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt become very low. And he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So we're in the low state, man. And the so-called white man is the head, man. That's part of the curses, man. That's part of the curses pursuant to Deuteronomy 23 and Deuteronomy 28 and 43 on down to 44, man.
Some of them strangers also them other nations too.
God.
That's why you see all these Hamites can come over here and own all the cab companies, and these damn Moabites and Ammonites can come over here and open up all these restaurants in your neighborhood.
And the hotels and the liquor stores.
And them Elamites open up them hotels, and them Ishmaelites will open up the liquor stores and them Habibi stores and shit. So they it's like, and they come right in our neighborhood. So that scripture is like, that's a beautiful scripture, man, on that, man. Describes it to the T. That's more facts showing you, man, how true this Bible is, man. You know? But if you can't get it, then it's a mystery to you. You don't supposed to get it.
Yeah, you don't supposed to.
It's sealed up. It's sealed from you. This is back in the article. He says, I mean direct slavery, the slavery of the black in Suriname, a country in northeastern Atlantic coast, South America, in Brazil, in the southern regions of North America. It says direct slavery is as much a preview upon which our present day industrialism turns as machinery, credit, etc. Without slavery, there would be no cotton. Without cotton, there would be no modern industry. It is slavery which has value to the European colonists.
So, my question to you is, these crackers, these Edomites always say, won't y'all go back to Africa? You know, they'll throw that shit out there, but we ain't no fucking Africans. You know, won't they say, won't you go back to Africa and get away from it since you don't like being here? Motherfucker, y'all the ones stole us and brought us over here. You see? And then your elites know if Israel, meaning the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, was to leave America as a whole, America would not exist. And you wouldn't be in the power seat. You wouldn't be rich like you are. You see? The elites know. But Joe Six-Pack that walk around here and run his mouth and say, since you don't like here, go back to Africa and such and such and such and such. What you doing is pushing out that vibration or that bullshit that you learned in these so-called high school and these colleges. You see? But behind the scenes, the elites know, look, if the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans leave this place, then America won't exist. You will not be reaping the benefits that you have. See, the elites know. Well, go ahead.
Shit, if you had about 10,000 Israelites got on planes and said they was going to Israel, America stopped. They'll ground the flights, man.
They'll ground the flights, man. It'll be a war, man.
It'll be a war. 10,000 at one time going back, it'll be over, man.
Because they'll be putting them back because the Most High put the spirit on Esau not to let you go. Because Yahweh Shai got to fulfill that prophecy to deliver you. So it's programmed, what we're conveying and telling you is programmed in the white man to hate you. As a nation of people. It's programmed in the so-called white man to hate you. It's programmed in the so-called white man to make you think that you're maneuvering through his system to keep you blind. But the whole time you get too far out of line, he gonna fuck you up and kill you. That shit all a illusion to make you think you finna win. But you get too far up. Hey man, that glass ceiling gonna come down on you. The reason why I call it a glass ceiling is because you can see up there, but you can't. It's so clean you can't recognize that it's a ceiling. You see, you can see it up there. You can see through it. You know, like the glass. But once you get so far up there, you're gonna recognize, goddamn, it's a stop up here. I ain't even know this glass was up here like that. You see?
That lets you know, and if the ceiling fall, you ain't gonna see it hit you in the face.
You ain't gonna see it hit you in the face, and you're gonna get cut up so bad, it's gonna be ridiculous, and they ain't gonna be able to recognize you, just like you don't recognize Emmett Till right there on the left hand, on that side right there.
Yeah.
You see, they won't be able to recognize the so-called white man to fuck you up so bad. That's part of that hatred.
That's part of that hatred, bro.
But wait a minute, the white man love you. You don't understand, like we always pray through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. The Most High gave you the record. He warning you. He got men out here warning you. Look, watch this devil. I created him to be that way, so you better watch him. And if you love him, he gonna put your ass together. Because you supposed to love me. Yahweh Shem Shai.
God. It says, it is slavery which has given the value to the European colonies.
What?
To the European colonies. It is the colonies which have created world trade, and world trade is necessary condition for a large-scale machine industry.
So you telling me slavery is what got America rich? So who was in slavery? The Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. So that's how America got rich. The Israelites was in slavery and still in slavery to this day. So that's how America got rich. Just like all them other ancient empires, whenever Israel was in slavery up under them, they got rich.
God.
And them other nations reaped the benefits.
God. And it says, consequently, prior to the slave trade, the colonies sent very few products to the old world and did not noticeably change the face of the world. Slavery is therefore an economic category.
What?
An economic category of paramount importance.
What?
Of paramount importance.
Read that again,
It says slavery is therefore an economic category.
So if we was all to leave the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, this whole American society would not even exist. Because it's for economics.
God.
It's for economics. You see? And when the Most High sent his son back to deliver the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and he elect out of them, will America exist then? No, it'll be destroyed because the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans won't be over it no more. It'll be destroyed. So Karl Marz, which is set up by the elites, which we know that's not his real name, is set up by the elites. Set up by the elites, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Gator, the Warburg, the Oppenheimer, those banking families is set up by the elites. It's telling you that the elites know, look, if the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans go, it's over for America. It won't exist. It's for economics. And that's part of the fatness of the earth, the people. That's a substance. Those are resources, the people.
It says slavery is therefore an economic category of paramount importance. Without slavery, North America is the most progressive nation.
What?
The most progressive nation would be transformed into a patriarchal country. Yeah, patriarchal country. Tongue twister. Only wipe North America off the map and you will get anarchy.
What?
You will get anarchy.
So that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen leading up to the deliverance of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because that's part of that separation. You're gonna have anarchy. You're gonna have race wars. You're gonna have riots. You're gonna have total danger and chaos on the earth because that's gonna be the part of the beginning of the separation. The beginning of the separation of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the elect out of them being delivered from this bondage. You see? That shit coming, man. And them elites know, man.
Only wipe out North America off the map and you would get anarchy, the complete decay of trade and modern civilization.
Over, man. It's over, man. Once the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans get delivered out of America, man, this place is fucked, man. All resources, all the blessings that Esau was, got on the left-hand side, it's going to be over with, man. Then the nation of Israel going to rise, and Esau going to be fucked up.
But to do away with slavery would be to wipe America off the map.
What?
It says to do away with slavery.
Are the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans? But that's the topic.
God.
And that's the point. And that's what we're trying to convey.
God.
Right?
But to do away with slavery would wipe America off the map.
And that's how it's gonna get wiped off the map, man. Thermonuclear destruction, man. That's how it's gonna get wiped off the map, man. And them elites know that, man. So when they say, oh, won't y'all go back to Africa, you don't know what the hell you talking about. Really, what you saying is, you want your kingdom to fall overnight. When you tell us to go back, because that's what's going to happen. The elites know that. But it's going to fall anyway, because it's prophesied to get hit with thermonuclear destruction, man.
God. 2nd Ezra 15 and 10. It says, behold, my people is led as flock to the slaughter.
How they led his flock to the slaughter? Because you got Nate Satan. You got Nate Satan not teaching Israel the name. You got Nate Satan running around here trying to lead Israel astray from the truth, which he's doing that, so they led to the slaughter. You see, you got Nate Satan not warning Israel about the chip, the RFID chip.
God.
And then you got Bubba Live saying all Edomites can be slaves, and what is it, GOCC? I think that's the name of them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You got Bubba Live Blackfish teaching Edomites can be saved, and then Bubba Live Blackfish is teaching about mermaids, so that's leading Israel astray, not giving them the truth. You see? You got Johanna, ISUBK, Johanna them, not teaching you about the chip.